She started as a concubine, rose to become China's only female emperor, and when her rivals tried to stop her, she turned them into what she called human pigs. This is the story of Wu Zetian, the woman who broke every rule to rule the world's most powerful empire. Born in 624 AD, Wu Zetian entered the imperial palace at just 14 years old, not as royalty, but as a low-ranking concubine to Emperor Gaozong. In a court of hundreds of women, she was nobody. But she was watching, learning, waiting. When Emperor Gaozong died, Wu was supposed to be sent to a Buddhist monastery, the fate of all concubines. Instead, she seduced his son, the new Emperor Gaozong. It was forbidden. It was scandalous. It worked. Wu returned to the palace, this time as the emperor's favorite. But she had a problem. Empress Wang, the official wife, and consort Xiao, another powerful rival. Both women wanted her gone. Wu decided they had to go first. What happened next is disputed by historians, but the story is chilling. Wu gave birth to a daughter. Empress Wang visited to see the baby. Shortly after, the infant was found dead. Wu accused the Empress of murder. Did Empress Wang actually do it? Or did Wu sacrifice her own child to eliminate her rival? We'll never know. But the emperor believed Wu, and that's all that mattered. Empress Wang and consort Xiao were arrested, stripped of their titles and imprisoned. But Wu wasn't finished. She ordered them beaten with rods, 100 strikes each, until their backs were destroyed. Then came the horror that would define Wu's brutality. She had their hands and feet amputated, their eyes gouged out, their ears cut off. Then she threw them into wine vats, keeping them alive as human pigs until they finally died days later. With her rivals gone, Wu Zetian became empress. But she wasn't content to just be the emperor's wife. When Gaozong suffered a stroke, Wu took control of the government, ruling in his name. For 23 years, Wu ruled as empress. She crushed rebellions, executed officials who opposed her, built a secret police network that terrified the entire court. Everyone feared her. No one could stop her. When Emperor Gaozong finally died in 683, Wu's own sons inherited the throne. First Zhongzong, then Ruizong, but they were just puppets. Wu was still pulling every string. Then, in 690 AD, at 66 years old, Wu did the unthinkable. She forced her own son to abdicate, declared herself emperor, not empress, emperor, and founded her own dynasty. She renamed it the Zhou Dynasty. Wu Zetian became the only woman in 4,000 years of Chinese history to rule as emperor in her own right. Not queen, not regent, emperor, absolute ruler of 50 million people. And, surprisingly, she was good at it. Wu promoted officials based on merit, not birth. She expanded the empire's borders, improved agriculture, commissioned massive Buddhist temples. China prospered under her rule. But her paranoia never ended. Wu's secret police arrested thousands. Anyone suspected of disloyalty, real or imagined, was tortured, executed, or exiled. Entire families were destroyed on rumors alone. As she aged, Wu took younger lovers, much younger. The Zhang brothers, two handsome men in their 20s, became her favorites. They had massive influence over the empire, and everyone resented them. By her 80s, Wu's health was failing. The Zhang brothers controlled access to her. Court officials grew desperate. The empire's only female emperor was becoming a puppet to her own lovers. In 705 AD, court officials had enough. Led by Minister Zhang Jianji, they staged a coup. They stormed Wu's chambers, executed the Zhang brothers on the spot, and forced Wu to abdicate. Wu Zetian, the woman who had ruled China for half a century, signed the abdication. Her son Zhongzong was restored as emperor. The Zhou dynasty ended. The Tang Dynasty returned. She had lost. Wu Zetian died just months later, in December 705, at age 81. After everything she'd done, all the blood, all the power, she died as Empress consort, not emperor. They erased her greatest achievement. Her tomb at Qianling Mausoleum still stands today. But here's the strangest part. Her memorial stone is blank, completely blank, no inscription, no epitaph, nothing. After a life that extraordinary, silence. So who was Wu Zetian? Historians still debate. Traditional sources written by Confucian men who hated the idea of a female ruler painted her as a monster, a murderer, a usurper who destroyed the sacred order. Modern historians see it differently. Yes, Wu was ruthless, but male emperors did exactly the same things: purges, executions, secret police, and were called strong leaders. Wu was held to a different standard because she was a woman. Under her rule, China expanded into Central Asia. The economy grew, literature flourished, and the civil service exams became more fair. She promoted people based on ability, not just noble birth. That was revolutionary. But there's no escaping the horror: the human pigs, the executed officials, the possible murder of her own infant daughter, the thousands killed by her secret police. Can good governance justify that level of brutality? Here's the impossible truth. Wu Zetian lived in a system designed to crush women. For her to reach the throne, she had to be more ruthless, more cunning, more brutal than any man, because any weakness would have destroyed her. Think about it. Emperor Gaozong, considered one of China's greatest rulers, killed his own brothers to take the throne. Emperor Yang of Sui murdered his father. This was normal for male emperors, but when Wu did it, she became the monster. Today, Wu Zetian fascinates the world. Dozens of Chinese TV shows and films tell her story. Some portray her as a villain, others as a feminist icon. The truth? She was both, and neither. Was Wu Zetian a monster who murdered her way to power, or a brilliant leader trapped in an impossible situation? The answer is yes. She was capable of unspeakable cruelty and effective governance. Humans contain multitudes. What makes Wu Zetian's story so powerful isn't that she was good or evil. It's that she proved women could wield absolute power just as effectively and just as brutally as men. She shattered the lie that women were too gentle, too emotional to rule. For 300 years after Wu Zetian died, no other woman ruled China as emperor. Not because women couldn't do it, she'd proven they could, but because the system was terrified of another woman who refused to know her place. Wu Zetian was many things: concubine, empress, emperor, reformer, murderer, visionary, tyrant. She rose from nothing to rule 50 million people. She committed horrific acts to survive, and she changed China forever. History has never seen anyone quite like her.